So we have an early chapter of wrestling where there was a little bit of progress in women's wrestling. It was right when WWE was first starting, or it was called WWF at the time, not the World Wildlife Federation, famously.
Yeah, the pandas got mad.
Yeah, pandas got really mad. Um, at that time, they had Wendi Richter as a champion, and she was one of the first like big stars of the company, and she was actually a big crossover star because she had this whole storyline with Cyndi Lauper. It was like a battle of the sexes match, and Cyndi Lauper was her manager, and it was a really big storyline at the very first WrestleMania, and it was a huge success. Wendi Richter famously, the WWE documentary on Netflix sort of covers this, but it covers it in a very WWE way because they leave out a lot of the detail I'm about to give you. Um, Wendi Richter had a final match with this character called the Spider,
Nice.
and the Spider they very soon realized was actually I have to look up her name because I say it wrong so much. And sometimes I say her name is another person's name. I have this problem where sometimes if people have the same letters in their names, I'll screw it up because maybe I have dyslexia that it was never diagnosed. We don't know. We can't know. There's no way to know. This is beyond our abilities.
We don't need diagnoses here.
No. Oh, it's the Fabulous Moolah. So the Fabulous Moolah was a woman who ran a wrestling school for female wrestlers. Yes, and she was later it's a whole thing. She was later revealed to have been somebody who was probably contributing to some sexual abuse going on, allegedly, you know. But Wendi Richter at the time was in this dispute with Vince McMahon because she thought she deserved to be paid as much as Hulk Hogan. She and Hulk Hogan were the stars of the company. Hulk Hogan was the boy star. She was the girl star. And she was like, hey, I had this huge thing with Cyndi Lauper, you know, on MTV and everything. Like, I got all this press for us. Like, you should pay me just as much. Vince McMahon was like, okay, so you're going to lose the title to this random character. And Wendi was like, no, I will not lose the title to a random character. So the Spider again was the Fabulous Moolah in a hood, like a kind of like a gimp hood. And she was kind of famous for being like she fought stiff, which is where you actually get hit, like they'll hit you actually hard. And working stiff is a pretty big no-no in wrestling. Like it's not a good thing to do. And if you actually do hurt somebody, they will most likely hurt you back to communicate like don't do that. But so this match was against the Fabulous Moolah in this disguise, and she ended up really like fighting Wendi Richter and like beating her up and like taking the belt off her. It was a really nasty screw job. Literally called the original screw job.
Oh,
Yes. The first screw job was a woman.
that's incredible lore.
It really is. They really leave that out of the Netflix doc too. It's really annoying. They're kind of just like, yeah, and then she wanted more money, so you know she was out of here. And they left the whole thing about the match out. They had clips of the match, but they don't explain anything that's going on. Anyway, so that was the last time women's wrestling in WWE was like a thing, as far as like the women actually really getting to have matches and storylines, because Vince obviously did not love women and having to pay them. Allegedly, he doesn't.
That's been pretty well established. I don't think that is a disputed fact at all that Vince McMahon doesn't like women.
Yeah,
Doesn't like paying women.
It's the FBI was looking into it at one point. If the FBI is looking into whether or not you like women, I think maybe you don't.